Now, Medicare enrollment opens up in about 2 weeks, so this is the time for scams to increase. But really, every season is open season for Medicare scams.
If you use Medicare and have a Medicare card, pause what you're doing and watch this video. There's a new phone scam dressed up as a Medicare card update that's already draining people's accounts. This isn't a system glitch, it's a designed con that tricks people into handing over bank and card details. Stick around because the next few minutes will be life-changing for you to know what exactly it is and how to stop it cold. Think this is an internet scare? It's real, and law enforcement and consumer groups have confirmed multiple concrete incidents. In New Jersey, a man, later identified as Kevin Summer, reported to local outlets that callers claiming to be from a Medicare office pressured him to verify his account so a replacement card could be mailed. She was saying that it's needed because of all the changes going on with Social Security and Medicare. The caller insisted on confirming identifying numbers and then shifted to asking for banking details. Summer claimed the whole exchange felt wrong after he had already given her his Medicare details and later reported the matter to Medicare and local police. In Wisconsin, state investigators and local news flagged a wave of calls pushing a supposed replacement plastic Medicare card. Medicare cards are distributed by mail and do not require callers to collect financial information, a point officials repeated when warning the public. Several Wisconsin residents posted complaints and described being urged by experts claiming to be affiliated with the Wisconsin Department of Administration and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to confirm bank routing information to accelerate the delivery. Some reported money missing shortly afterward. Local investigators say the calls are not occasional, they're a pattern spreading across states. Across the U.S., the Federal Trade Commission, AARP, and state consumer protection offices have published repeated warnings. Medicare will not call you unsolicited and ask for bank or debit card details. These are not isolated pranks, they're organized fraud attempts that rely on trust in government brands and on fear of losing benefits. Several victims reported the same pattern, from urgent phone call to request for verification to sudden withdrawals or fraudulent charges. That pattern is consistent with impersonation scams tracked by federal agencies. The calls are easily believable by design, and that's the trick to it spreading so fast. But how do criminals make this sweep and vanish with people's money? Imagine this. It's late afternoon and your phone rings. The caller ID flashes CMS or Medicare, making it look legitimate. You answer, thinking this might be important. A calm voice says, "Hello, I'm calling about your Medicare card. There's a new security update required." Would you trust that voice? Well, once you do, that's the beginning of a well-laid-out trap. The scammer begins by presenting a believable scenario. We're issuing new Medicare cards to replace the old ones. We need to confirm your identity so we can mail the replacement. They may mention changes to Social Security or healthcare rules. They often use familiar terms of authority, CMS, Medicare, Social Security, so you feel they're from a real agency. To make it look really legit, they may go the far mile of spoofing the caller ID so it looks like it's coming from a government number. Spoofing is easy for scammers. Then, they'll ask you to verify your Medicare number, Social Security number, or even your bank routing and account numbers. They often frame it as a required step. If you hesitate, they may threaten cancellation of benefits or delay of your new card. Once they've convinced you you're dealing with a legitimate representative, they pivot. To expedite your new card, we'll deposit a rebate or bonus into your bank account first, then verify a small withdrawal to confirm account ownership. Or, we need to temporarily move your funds to a safe account while we switch systems. At this point, they ask for a full debit card number, routing, PIN, or one-time code. Sometimes, to increase the urgency without giving themselves, they create confusion. Some recipients are saying their Medicare card isn't working. We need to relink your account. If you mention my card is fine, they'll say it's because criminals are intercepting your mail. They might say the system glitch caused your account to be flagged and that this process is necessary. Most victims fall for the system glitch tale, exactly what the scammers want you to believe. Once they have your debit card number, PIN, or bank login details, they move quickly. Sometimes they instruct you to stay on the line while they approve the change or activate the new Medicare card. Other times, they hang up abruptly. Behind the scenes, criminals use your debit card info immediately to withdraw cash, make online purchases, or move funds into intermediary accounts. They may also enroll you in fake medical services, equipment, or claims using your Medicare number. In case you didn't know, a Medicare number coupled with banking info is valuable on the dark market. It can be used to create false claims, obtain medical equipment, or support identity theft operations. That multiplies the long-term harm to victims. scams. In many reported cases, criminals kept victims on the phone long enough to intercept one-time codes or confirm the small test deposits that allowed them to move funds out before the victim realized. They might combine these data with other stolen identity pieces to open lines of credit or commit fraud. Because they often operate offshore or with shell accounts, the money becomes hard to trace. The scammers don't always ask for everything at once. Sometimes the data comes in slow drops, so victims never realize until it's too late. In some sophisticated variants, they send a fake adjustment or refund to your account, ask for it to be validated, then ask you to reimburse them, creating a loop that serves as a laundering mechanism. Throughout, the scam appears invisible. It looks like a legitimate call, the update seems plausible, the urgency feels real. But this could cost you hundreds in seconds, and the scam keeps on spreading. Scams like this succeed because of one thing. They combine technical trickery with basic human instincts. Most people trust official institutions. A caller who says Medicare or CMS automatically gets a credibility boost. We are trained to respond to authorities, and we're also trained to respond even quicker when benefits or money are threatened. Scammers weaponize that reflex, warn of a frozen account or canceled benefits, and you'll see compliance rise. The calls also introduce a plausible cause, system updates, replacement cards, security patches. These are normal technical things most people do not fully understand. When someone with confidence frames it as routine but urgent, many assume the safer action is to cooperate. Fraud frequently starts with tiny test debits or small purchases that victims don't notice on the first pass. By the time larger transactions show up, the scammer has already moved money elsewhere. In addition, caller ID spoofing and inexpensive VoIP numbers let scammers mimic any institution. Scripts can be purchased and reused. This low cost means they can test thousands of calls for each small success. Even banks and Medicare systems sometimes don't detect the fraud immediately because the transactions are masked as legitimate, despite them being fraudulent. Also, many victims hesitate to report it early, thinking it's a misunderstanding, giving criminals more time to move funds. This is because many people believe if something's wrong, the bank will tell me. They do not monitor small debits or endpoints. The scam quietly drains before red flags are obvious. Police say it's spreading across multiple states. At its core, the scam thrives on targeting a demographic uniquely susceptible to manipulation. Seniors aged 65 and older, who comprise nearly all 65 million Medicare enrollees. Older adults often struggle with memory decline, hearing loss, or isolation, making them less likely to question urgent-sounding calls. Studies from the Federal Trade Commission show that people over 70 are 5 times more likely to fall for imposter scams than younger groups as they prioritize obedience with authority figures. Medicare, as a trusted government lifeline, carries immense emotional weight. Losing coverage could mean denied treatments or skyrocketing medical bills. A 2024 FTC report noted over 100,000 Medicare-related complaints, with seniors losing an average of $500 per incident, far higher than other age groups. The high rewards for minimal effort seal the deal for why criminals won't be stopping the scam anytime soon. A single Medicare number can yield thousands in bogus claims for durable medical equipment, like fake braces or wheelchairs billed to the government, often funneled through complicit U.S. providers in states like Florida. Unlike credit card fraud, Medicare theft is low risk. Claims process quickly with little upfront verification, and you may not notice loopholes for months amid routine medical paperwork. But understanding how and why it works is only half the fight. The rest is about the practical checks you can do right now to stop this in its tracks. Here's how you can check an update call in 10 seconds so you never fall for it again. You can test it immediately. Number 1, never trust caller ID. It can be spoofed. If the number claims to be Medicare or CMS, that doesn't prove it's legitimate. Remember, Medicare will never call you unsolicited to ask for bank or debit card info for a new card. Also, cards are mailed automatically. If someone says you must pay for an upgrade, it's a big scam. Next, and most important, never confirm full banking or PIN info over an unverified call. Always ask verifying questions such as, which office are you calling from exactly? Do you have a callback number? What is the official CMS number I can call you back on? Hang up and call 1-800-MEDICARE or whatever number is on your official Medicare materials. Never trust the number given in the call you just received. Monitor your bank statements daily for unusual or small test transactions. Set transaction alerts so you get SMS or email for any withdrawal or change. If you think you gave details, act fast. Contact your bank, request an immediate hold, and ask to reverse pending transactions. Change online banking passwords and any passwords that reuse the same credentials. Call 1-800-MEDICARE to report the impersonation and file a complaint with the FTC. Those reports help build enforcement cases. Consider a fraud alert on your credit file and talk to your bank about replacing cards and canceling direct debits. Teach family members the script. If an elder in your household gets an urgent call, have a trusted backup person who can verify on their behalf. Don't click links or open attachments from texts or emails that follow the call. Scammers often combine call and digital phishing. Technology is your friend in fighting phone scams such as these. Most smartphones have built-in call blocking features, or you can download free apps like Nomorobo or Truecaller to filter out robocalls and known scam numbers. For landlines, ask your phone provider about call blocking services or devices that screen calls. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, also offers a do not call registry. Sign up at donotcall.gov to reduce unwanted calls. Blocking these calls stops scammers from reaching you, cutting their chances to deceive. If you ordered anything or saw suspicious charges, you can often reverse many of them with prompt action and bank cooperation. Keep records of times, numbers displayed on caller ID, and names used by the caller. Those details make investigations faster and increase the chance of recovery. A seemingly harmless test charge can look like a $3 coffee on your statement, but it's the bait for a larger theft. If you don't act in minutes, your bank account could be emptied and the money put beyond immediate recovery. Once you adopt these habits, the scam loses its ability to surprise you. That's the real defense. This Medicare card update phone scam is not a rumor. It's active, organized, and it's costing people lots of money. But knowing the pattern, how scammers establish trust, create pressure, and ask for banking details gives you the power to stop them. If you get called, pause, don't share, ask for a callback, and then call back on the official number. I mean, would you rather hang up and verify or call your bank after your money has vanished? If this helped, hit subscribe and share this video with someone who trusts their phone too quickly. Turn on post notification for this channel to stay tuned for our next scam update video where we dig into a different trick lurking at your local ATM. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and check twice before sharing any bank or card info on a call.